Ladies and gentlemen, dear members of Niagara University's extended family, please welcome the 2024 candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, and Doctor of Philosophy. Ladies and gentlemen, The ceremonial mace is an ancient symbol of authority that represents the corporal presence of the university. The Niagara University mace is hand-carved teak and features 4 engraved silver medallions representing the core values of the university and its mission. It is present at all solemn gatherings of the university, and it links us to over 400 years of our Vincentian heritage. The mace is being brought to the stage this evening by the University Provost and Professor of Criminal Justice, Dr. Timothy Ireland. Members of the class of 2024, friends, families, and guests, please stand and welcome the faculty and governance of Niagara University. My name is Henrik Borgstrom. I'm a professor of French and also the Associate Provost of Niagara University. And it is my distinct privilege to serve as the Master of Ceremonies at this year's commencement exercises. Please be seated. I am honored to share this stage this evening with members of the university's Board of Trustees wearing the honorary purple robes, Ms. Kathleen Neville, and the chairman of the board, Mr. Larry Montani. Thank you for being with us today. Also, the members of the President's Administrative Cabinet, my distinguished faculty colleagues, the deans and associate deans of our 5 colleges, our eminent honorees, and of course, our esteemed president, Reverend James J. Marr, CM. This week, we will confer associates, bachelor's, master's, doctoral degrees, and professional diplomas to more than 1,000 candidates here at the foot of our Lewiston campus and at our campus in Ontario, Canada. May your memories of this evening serve as a lasting reminder of the time that you have spent with us, being formed in the Catholic intellectual tradition and in the charism of our patron, Saint Vincent de Paul. And may this evening's ceremonies inspire you to commit to a life of continuous learning, growth, and above all, service to others. As our university operates on both sides of the border, it is our custom to perform the national anthems, both of the United States and Canada. This evening, O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner will both be sung by Master of Science candidate in the College of Education, Ms. Hilary Krutchik. Please rise for the anthems. After the anthems are sung, please remain standing for the invocation given by Reverend Joseph Hubbard, CM, University Chaplain, and for the land acknowledgment read by Dr. Tamara Miner, Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us commend. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you to all of you.
Father Hubbard.
While coming together to celebrate a landmark moment for those receiving graduate degrees this evening, we gather as sisters and brothers of various faiths. In that reality, we do well to bring to mind the peoples who long ago inhabited this part of the world and their spirituality in regard to the sacredness of the land on which we gather. Within that belief, their descendants continue to recognize a relationship with the source of all creation through their ritual tradition, which encourages a person to a deeper sense of the truth, a clearer speaking of the truth, a deeper hearing of the truth, a deeper seeing of the truth, and a deeper understanding of the truth. In the belief that our graduates in their academic and practical endeavors have sought to build upon and live out such wisdom as embodied in the Catholic Vincentian spiritual tradition of Niagara University, let us pray. Mindful of your many gifts to our world, our land, our families, we call on you, gracious and loving God. Tonight we are especially aware of and grateful for your blessings on Niagara University as we celebrate the gifts manifested in these women and men of her graduate programs. We honor them in their accomplishments as they have endeavored in various fields of discipline and knowledge to develop their hearts and minds so as to allow them to make a life-giving, hope-filled difference on this our earth, our common home. We pray that they will grow forward to be agents of change in our world with confidence, clarity of vision, and a deep sense of purpose, and that they will always be guided by the charism of the patron of Niagara University, St. Vincent de Paul. We pray that those receiving their degrees this evening, and that all of us celebrating with them, will be inspired to make a prominent part of our lives Vincent's vision of compassion, mercy, justice, and love, based on the truth of the infinite dignity of every human being and the sacredness of all that you have created. From our hearts touched by your welcoming healing and consoling love for each of us, We ask you, the source of all that is good, to be light and life for these, your daughters, your sons, your children, as they go on their journey forth from Niagara University. We rejoice with them and entrust them to you, who indeed live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
Dr. Minor.
Niagara University acknowledges that we are privileged to gather on the lands of the Seneca and Tuscarora nations and other indigenous communities who have stewarded this land throughout generations. We honor their sovereignty, demonstrate respect, and correct the stories and practices that have erased indigenous peoples' history and culture by inviting, honoring truth. As a university striving for inclusive excellence, we believe that truth and recognition are critical components to building connections across all barriers of heritage and differences. We offer land acknowledgement as part of the conscious effort to affirm our commitment to be better stewards of the land on which we stand and pledge to work in partnership with a spirit of mutual respect and collaboration. Niagara University appreciates and regards the traditions of our community's diverse cultures.
Thank you, Hillary, Father Hubbard, and Dr. Minor. Please be seated. Dear friends, it is customary during convocations such as this to honor persons whose extraordinary achievements set them apart as role models for all students whom Niagara University graduates on this day. The Niagara University Charitos Medal recognizes an individual who embodies the true spirit of Vincent de Paul, the universal patron of all charitable works, who was himself boundless in self-giving. This evening, we are pleased to present this award to the Executive Vice President of the O'Shea Foundation, Ms. Blythe Merrill. Ms. Merrill, please join Father Marr at the front of the stage. The citation will be read by the university's Executive Vice President, Dr. Deborah Colley.
In describing the vast network of charitable works that he had founded, our patron, St. Vincent de Paul, once wrote, "Charity is the cement which binds communities to God and persons to one another." This evening's honoree, Blythe Thompson Merrill, not only understands, but truly embodies through her life work the full meaning of Vincent's message. After completing her undergraduate degree at Skidmore College, Blythe received the prestigious Loeb Fellowship in the Graduate School of Design and Environmental Studies at Harvard University. She then went on to build an impressive career in preservation planning, community development, and technical advising at a number of different organizations, including the Municipal Art Society of New York City, the Preservation League of New York State, the New York State Council on the Arts, and the Community Foundation for Greater Buffalo. For 2 decades, Blythe served on the Advisory Council for LISC, Western New York, a philanthropic organization whose services and programs aim to create a more equitable, inclusive, and sustainable New York. Blythe joined the John R. O'Shea Foundation in 2004 and has served as Executive Vice President until her recent retirement. The foundation is a major local philanthropic organization dedicated to changing systems and building financial prosperity for a racially just, vibrant, and diverse Buffalo-Niagara region. Blythe served as the Foundation's senior advisor, managed the Foundation's education-related grants, and was a founding member of the Greater Buffalo Racial Equity Roundtable. She led a major initiative in diversity, equity, and inclusion in partnership with the Education Collaborative Western New York, was a major driver in the effort to bring Say Yes to Buffalo, and played a significant role in the development of the Buffalo Center for Arts and Technology, to name just a few. It is this commitment to impactful change that Blythe brought to Niagara University and to our surrounding region. Her embrace of Niagara's Vincentian mission, a mission of action, and strategic support for the revitalization of Niagara Falls speaks clearly to her widespread influence. It is our partnership with Blythe that led to early funding from the Oshai Foundation for Niagara University's initiatives in the Bridge District of the city, shaping exemplary practice by expanding the impact for our students, community research of our faculty, and collaboration in the wider community for those whom we serve in Niagara Falls. In recognition of her extraordinary leadership and of the profound positive impact she has had on thousands of children and families throughout the Buffalo-Niagara region, we are proud to present Blythe Merrill with the Niagara University Charitos Medal.
Thank you, Dr. Colley, and congratulations, Ms. Merrill, on this well-deserved recognition. A very special way that the university shows its respect and affection for an individual is by conferring an honorary degree, designated in Latin as honoris causa, meaning for the sake of honor. This is a privilege granted by the Board of Trustees after careful consideration of each candidate. This evening's honorary degree will be presented by Niagara University's president, Reverend James J. Marr, CM. Assisting him is the university's provost, Dr. Timothy Ireland. This evening's honoree is the accomplished actor and humanitarian, Mr. Thomas Sadowski. The citation will be read by university professor, Dr. John Stranges. Mr. Sadowski, please join Father Marr at the front of the stage.
It has been said of St. Vincent de Paul that he was a great saint in a great century. He lived in a turbulent era, one of war, political and religious upheaval, and extreme poverty, yet glorified by the emergence of science, modern poetry, and migration to the Americas. Somehow, within that world, he managed to construct a vast and lasting network of charitable works. Addressing his confreres of the Congregation of the Mission, Vincent wrote, "We should strive to keep our hearts open to the sufferings and wretchedness of other people, and pray continually that God may grant us that spirit of compassion which is truly the Spirit of God." We are honored to have as our guest this evening Thomas Sadowski, a celebrated actor and humanitarian, dedicated in his own way to the spirit of compassion of which Vincent spoke. You may know Thomas from his impressive career on stage and screen, including the 2020 biographical war film, Devotion, based on the experience of the U.S. Navy's first African-American fighter pilot, Jesse Brown, during the Korean War. Or Lily, about the life of pay equity activist Lily Ledbetter, or his appearance on popular television shows, such as Tommy, The Crowded Room, Life in Pieces, and The Newsroom, or perhaps one of his many performances on or off Broadway, including The Wedding Band, White Noise, The Way We Get By, and The House of Blue Leaves. And these are just a few from a very long list of credits. But this evening, we are not recognizing Thomas for his talent as an actor, but rather for his boundless commitment to the most vulnerable victims of world conflict, children. Since 2016, Thomas has been involved in the work of War Child Canada USA, a Canadian-based organization dedicated to helping children and their families overcome the brutal impact of war and violence in some of the world's worst conflict zones. Thomas has employed his popularity, credibility, and social networks to raise money and publicize war child initiatives, engaging the support of such stars as Lyle Lovett, Sting, Edie Falco, and Sarah Silverman. As a direct result of his advocacy and engagement, War Child raised more than $1.5 million during a time when financial instability and fragile economic environment imposed by COVID seriously impelled the organization's work. In October 2022 and January 2023, Thomas traveled at great risk to Yemen to observe the work of the elementary and middle schools which War Child has built in that country. Yemen is currently classified by the UN as home to the world's worst humanitarian crisis and is one of the most dangerous countries for aid workers, as there is little protection for foreign visitors regardless of the assistance they provide. In addition to his work with War Child, Thomas has been a spokesperson for Refugees International, a group dedicated to changing the slow and painful international system of refugee placement. And he's been actively involved in efforts to protect the Rohingya community in Myanmar from persecution by government forces. Thomas also serves on the board of the International Network for Aid Relief and Assistance, an organization that provides medical and mental health care for conflict-impacted children. The founder of War Child, Dr. Samantha Nutt, whom we honored as our commencement speaker in 2011, said of Thomas, "He exhibits that rare combination of exceptional talent, critical intellect, and profound humility that moves and engages everyone around him. In recognition of his selfless engagement in causes to lift up the suffering and marginalized, especially children of war, reflecting the charism of our patron, St. Vincent de Paul, we are proud to confer on Thomas Sadowski, honoris causa, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters."
Thank you, Dr. Stranges, and congratulations, Dr. Sadowski. Now, if you will kindly take the podium, it is my pleasure to invite you to deliver this evening's commencement address.
Hey. There's nobody more surprised to have me up here than me. So, good evening. First, thank you to the extraordinary trustees, the wonderful people here at Niagara University who have made me feel unbelievably welcome this evening. It is truly an honor to be with all of you and with all of you. So thank you very much. You did it! Come on! Congratulations! Man, all the worry, all the stress, all the sacrifice, all the debt, you did it. You're here. That is not something that I take for granted, by the way. I speak to you tonight from a place of extraordinary humility. I am in many ways not at all qualified to be on a stage at a convocation. I am not a college graduate. The years that you have put into your education are something that I deeply respect and I deeply admire. You outlasted me by basically, if you came back after winter break of your freshman year, you shot past me. I left the University of North Texas having amassed not one transferable credit, a broken heart, two lifelong friends, the ire of every Greek organization on campus because along with my roommate, we went and stole all of the information packets and duct taped them together and turned them into a giant slide. I left with what I was told was not an insignificant amount of attention from the local constabulary and a formal invitation, not accepted, from a hippie sex cult to be their light board operator for their touring jam band, which prominently featured a didgeridoo because of course it did. And I also have a very vague memory, which has been subsequently verified, of smoking a preposterously large joint with Willie Nelson. And please remember, this was 1995, okay? So it was like really illegal. So all of you that are sitting out there right now watching all of this through the technicolor wonder of your legal edibles, you're welcome. Some of us crawled so that you can fly. I feel like now would be a really good time to acknowledge my parents. A 0.4 GPA, not a 4.0. 0.4 GPA. That, hey, but I'm wearing the hat, right? Life is crazy. I'm glad that we could share some laughs about that. I'm not sure my parents could. Certainly not at the time. I also left college with the first flames of what would become a significant battle with addiction. That's it, okay? That's the sum total of my college achievements. That's not exactly the foundation for a life in which anybody would be honored for anything, let alone be honored with a doctorate from such an extraordinary institution. As amusing as that part of my life is, and let's be clear, it was pretty amusing, it started to unravel pretty quickly after that. Maybe not so much on the outside. You know, I was able to fake it for a long time, but on the inside, spiritually, I was evaporating. Most people who met me during the decade or so that followed me leaving college would have consistently described me with one word: angry. I was that most boring of creatures, the angry young man. I was regularly in places and with people and in circumstances in which I could not see or recognize or even remember myself. The result was a deep, deep selfishness and a disconnection from the world. See, the life of an addict is a life of secrecy and lies and overwhelming regret as you attempt to maintain outward appearances, even as you watch your own soul, the parts of yourself that you know and that you like, slip dimly from your eyes if you ever dare look at yourself in the mirror, which you almost certainly do not. It is a lonely, lonely place. Eventually, with the help of people, 2 of whom are here, my parents, most of whom are not, I was able to begin to wake up from that nightmare, and I was able to put myself back together a little bit at a time. Now, things don't turn around on a dime, right? I was a mess. I continued to make more than my fair share of mistakes. I have failed horribly at every job I have ever had, from janitor to dishwasher to line cook to, God help, the restaurants that made me a waiter. I have put in well over the 10,000 hours, magical 10,000 hours of dedicated work on being an actor, and I have never once done it right. I have failed spectacularly at that too. But that's the beauty and the horror of art, right? So, the great Jim Harrison once said, and I'm paraphrasing a little here, I am tired of irony. I would rather give full vent to all human loves and disappointments and take a chance on being corny than to die a smartass. And it is from my deep connection to that sentiment that I want to talk to you today. I would not be standing here today. I would not be alive today if it were not for love. And this is my pitch to you, and the thing that I have learned over and over and over again in all of the places that my life has taken me while and since I cleaned up. From backstage of Broadway to Hollywood studio lots to palaces to refugee camps, homeless shelters, and active war zones. Love is not something that you feel. Love is what you do. About 15 years ago, large parts of that calcified selfishness that I had developed slowly started to drop off of my heart, and I began to hear my real voice again, and it was guiding me to make myself whole. And I was told that the way that you do that is by being of service. So I began to work closely with a number of humanitarian organizations. I was volunteering, I was advocating, and ultimately I was drawn to organizations that work with women and children who live with and who have been brutalized by war and conflict. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, obviously, but my career in the arts has taught me to be an unapologetically apolitical listener and a reliable narrator. So, at the urging of some truly heroic frontline humanitarian workers, I began to travel with them and work with them. And it is in this part of my life, specifically in my work with War Child USA and with Niagara, in Yemen the past 2 years, that I have most clearly seen the reality and the results of love as an act. In the outskirts of Aden, Yemen, in a camp for internally displaced people, I met this beautifully irascible 12-year-old boy named Abdullah, who with his widower father and his 2 sisters had fled from airstrikes down to Aden looking for safety and opportunity, where they found neither. Abdullah's daily routine was to pick through the mounds of debris and garbage that are so prevalent in war zones in an attempt to find food or anything of value that might be bartered for a meal for him or his family. One day he came across a wooden munitions box that was unopened, buried deep in the rubble. Now, if full, the resale value of what was in there could literally provide food for weeks, or it could be empty, and the continued slow and horrible decline into death by starvation that had gripped his family would continue. So, with that at stake, he unthinkingly took a rock, he hammered open the box, he set off the ordnance inside, it blew off his arm, part of his jaw and absolutely riddled his body with shrapnel, a lot of which was still in there when we met that day. Miraculously, he survived. Today, he still digs the garbage because there's nothing else to do. Now, I sat with Abdullah and his father, a man who had the most profound trauma-related tremors and whose body was in complete decline because of starvation. I will never forget the permanent look of shock horror in that man's eyes. So the boy told us his story, and the old man took from his chest pocket a Ziploc bag and tremulously handed it to the doctor that I was sitting with. And inside the bag were pages upon pages of meticulous notes that had been taken in perfectly legible handwriting, notes that he had kept about his son's injury, his treatment, his recovery, and his needs. Love is stillness. It is the quieting of voices and demands and distractions and defenses and even the stilling of fears that close the doors of our minds and our hearts and our souls and turn us inward. In Sana'a, Yemen, the Houthi-controlled capital of Yemen, I met a young pediatrician. She was the first girl to be educated in her family's history. After unbelievable sacrifices made by her very poor family and years of simultaneously working a full-time job and attending medical school, she was going to sit for her pediatric exams, but then war broke out. The following year, because everyone's education had been postponed, a fragile calm had descended, and she returned to finish her exams to complete her dream. The day that she was going to sit for her exams again, the bombs started dropping. This time they were targeting schools. They were targeting museums and sports stadiums and government buildings. Everywhere she turned, she saw brutality. She saw maimed and murdered children, women, wounded soldiers, terrified innocents. She was told once again that the exams would be postponed, but she led her class in refusing to delay her exams because every day she saw that they needed doctors. So, every day, for 2 months, she found a new route to get to the medical school and complete her exams as airstrikes rained down and as terrible close-quarter fighting erupted in the streets. One night, she and her classmates were working in the hospital when fighting exploded all around them. It trapped them inside without any food or any guarantee that they would be able to survive. They stayed for days before it was finally safe to leave. And this is how and when she completed her medical exams. With the building shaking from the bombs being dropped around them and with the sounds of automatic gunfire echoing in her ears. Love is recognition. It is seeing the humanity in and knowing the suffering of others because you have made space for it within yourself, to see it, to hear it, to be present for it, and then with that knowledge on board, taking action after action after action to change it. And there are no small acts of love. They are all profound. This past October, in a particularly brutal part of Yemen, called Lahaj, I sat with a mother and a father and their 1-year-old daughter, Soraya. The family was absolutely skeletal. They were malnourished, and the baby would not survive the night. In the silence that surrounds the dead and the dying, even amidst the tumult of war and an active war zone, and especially in the presence of a child who is dying, which is something so horrifying and so unjust, there is only space for anger and love. As baby Soraya looked at me in some of her final moments, I knew only to sit and look back into her eyes with an open heart, and to reach out my hand and take hold of her father. And he gripped it with all of his remaining strength. And we sat like that for some time. And we spent time afterwards walking through the brutal camp that they lived in, like this, hand in hand, speaking softly to each other in two different languages, with only our shared fatherhood to translate for us. Love is connection. It is the setting aside of all opinions and politics and differences, perceived or otherwise. It is the refusal to lose your sense of place and time. I am here. It is right now. And it is to reject the stories and the chatter and the lies that tell you that there is something in this world more important or more valuable or more worthwhile than we, each other. There is not. There is a force in this world that is constantly striving to make you abandon the other, whether it is through drugs or war or politics or bastardized versions of religion. It pushes you ever towards solipsism. It turns you inward, and it armors you with all of the trappings of selfishness, right? Anger, judgment, fear, boredom, comfort, injustice, inaction in the face of injustice, lack of perspective, contempt prior to investigation. All of these hold the me above the we, and that is not love. To act with love is not easy, nor will it be easy on you. Love will tear down your walls, it will challenge your mind, and it's going to break your heart. But remember that a broken heart does not stay broken. And a crack in the heart does not simply fuse itself back together. It is patched up with experience and wisdom, and that added material makes the heart bigger than it was before it was broken. Each time it cracks, it grows. In my work in war zones, I have seen the tragedy and I have seen the miracle of humanity. The miraculous has almost always come from a courageous heart, and the tragedy has almost always come from some kind of demand for comfort. Look, I am an utterly imperfect messenger. But as you take your place in this world, and you must take your place in this world, I humbly offer you what I have learned and what I continue to learn every day, in the hopes that you will take it and you will build something beautiful with it. And it is simply this: you have no greater purpose in this life than to take the extraordinary action to love each other. Be still, recognize, and connect. May you all live a life of the awakened heart. And may all of you, be free from suffering. Thank you for sharing your time and your moment with me today.
Thank you, Thomas. That was very moving. Thank you very much for your remarks. And now the culmination of our ceremony, the conferral of degrees. Before we begin, a few administrative details. Professional photographs will be taken of all candidates as they receive their degree from Father Marr, and proofs will be mailed to respective families. In the interest of order and safety, and for the simple courtesy of not blocking other people's view, we ask family and friends of graduates to remain in your seats and not to approach the stage to take photos. And graduates, as you prepare to cross this stage, may I remind you that this is a moment when we come together as a university community to recognize the years of hard work that all of you put in to get to this place. This is a sacred space, and I respectfully ask that whatever issues may divide us out there, let them remain outside of these walls so that we can spend this time together, united in the mutual celebration of your achievements. All degree candidates, please rise. Reverend President, I have the honor to present to you all candidates from the graduate programs in the College of Arts and Sciences, the Horseshoe College of Business Administration, the College of Education, and the College of Hospitality, Sport, and Tourism Management, who have fulfilled every requirement for their respective degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, with the approval of the Board of Trustees of Niagara University, I hereby confer the appropriate degrees to these candidates and bestow on them all rights and privileges therein. Congratulations.
Graduates, as a symbol of your new status, please move the tassel on your cap from the right to the left side. Congratulations. Please be seated. We will begin by conferring the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership and Policy. Assisting Father Marr with the hooding are each of the candidates' doctoral advisors. I invite the Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Chandra Foote, to present this year's doctoral candidates.
Very Reverend President Father Marr and distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the university faculty across the disciplines of study in the doctoral program, it is my distinct honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership and Policy. Maha Abbas Al-Aswari. Her dissertation, Perceptions of Marketing Students Using Smartphone Apps in Distance Education in the College of Business Administration at Al-Quwar University, Saudi Arabia. Her dissertation chair is Dr. Walter S. Polka. Congratulations, Dr. Al-Aswari. Danielle Monique Desjardins. Dissertation, Students with Interrupted or Limited Formal Education and Secondary Principles at Precarious Intersection of Policy and Practice in Southern Ontario. Dissertation chair, Dr. Walter S. Polka. Danielle is a recipient of the Reverend Dr. Stephen J. Denig CM Memorial Award for Doctoral Research. Congratulations, Dr. Desjardins. Giovanni Mario Felice. Dissertation, Measuring Food and Beverage Success with the Feast Framework. Dissertation Chair, Dr. Roberto Leone. Giovanni is a recipient of the Outstanding Doctoral Student in Leadership and Policy. Congratulations, Dr. Felice. Anthony G. Jones. Dissertation, Phenomenological Case Studies of the Men of Merit Program. Does this college program enhance the graduate rates of African students? Dissertation Chair, Dr. Walter Polka. Anthony is a recipient of the Reverend Dr. Stephen J. Denig CM Memorial Award for Doctoral Research. Congratulations, Dr. Jones. Christy McDonald, dissertation, a program measure of community connection, post-secondary transition programming for secondary schools in Waterloo Catholic District School Board. Dissertation chair, Dr. Roberto Leone. Congratulations, Dr. McDonald. Unique Outlaw Jones. Dissertation, Mental Health Experiences of BIPOC Foster Care Alumni Explained Using an Interpretive Phenomenological Analysis. Dissertation Chair, Dr. Rolanda Ward. Congratulations, Dr. Outlaw Jones. Yusuf Saeed Saif. Dissertation, Theorizing the Factors of Outmigration Among Post-Secondary Students in Niagara Falls, a mixed method study to guide policy considerations. Dissertation Chair, Dr. Young-Hung Tong. Congratulations, Dr. Saif. Regina Yukwoma. Dissertation, a qualitative phenomenological study of motivation, demotivation, and copying strategies of K-8 teachers in the pre- and post-COVID-19 eras in the Greater Toronto Area, Ontario, Canada. Dissertation chair, Dr. Walter Polka. Congratulations, Dr. Yukwoma. This concludes the conferral of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Leadership and Policy.
Thank you, Dr. Foote, and congratulations, Niagara University's newest doctors. We will now continue with the conferral of master's degrees. Degree candidates, please approach the stage. I invite Dean Peter Butera to present the master's candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Very Reverend President, Father Marr, and distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of my faculty colleagues, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for the master's degree in the College of Arts and Sciences. Receiving the Master of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies, Tamana Davi. Receiving a Master of Science in Criminal Justice Administration, Victoria Lee Oxiger Hughes. Emily Barone. Ashley B. Buchanan. Ray Chow. Ralph Joseph E. Clancy. Hannah Marie Faz. Maren Joelle Geiger. Naomi Zoe Mapp. Delilah Mae Moore. Angel Lynn Parker. Caitlin M. Pratt. Noah Alfonso Richardson. Hannah Mary Sabrowski. Diana Josephine Lucia Tatangelo. Relieving the master's degree in information security and digital forensics, Alex Richard Farkas. Sharita C. Flournoy. David John Gardner. Max Stephen Kelstein. Moana Utkami Rand. This concludes the conferral of master's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Thank you, Dr. Butera. I invite back to the podium Dean Chandra Foote to present the master's candidates from the College of Education.
Very Reverend President Father Marr and distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of my faculty colleagues, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for graduate degrees from the Niagara University program cohorts in the College of Education. For the Master of Science in Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Vanessa Chanimelam Abuday. Allison Todd Cooper. Allison is receiving the Outstanding Graduate Student in Clinical Mental Health Counseling. Brittany M. Gavidan. Caitlin Jade Gendraziak. Kara S. Krasinski. Kaylee Lynn Markison. Charles J. Milks. Brandon R. Parker. Harrison W. Smith. Alessia Termini. Krista M. Vince Garland. Krista's diploma will be presented by her husband, Dr. Dennis Garland, Associate Professor in the College of Education. For the Master of Science in Professional Diploma in School Psychology, Allison A. Beyer. Erica Judith Bergasser. Lily Anna Marion Dreyer. Jordan Lee Giambra. Destiny Nicole Harrison. Jessica Ryan Hennard. Kevin T. Lamadou. Chance H. McDowell. Deanna Mahelski. Haley Madison Otto. Alexander P. Scalzo. Alexander is receiving the Outstanding Graduate Student in School Psychology Award. Gregory Larkin for Information Security and Digital Forensics. For the Master of Science in Education School Counseling, Tashara Denise Carter. Tashara is receiving the Outstanding Graduate Student in School Counseling Award. Najeen Dejor Drake. Nina M. Fry. Jenna Carly Havens. Ashley Jackson Wilkinson. Julia M. LaRose. Mariana Elizabeth O'Rourke. Kayla N. Rudzinski. Ariana Shaylin Sanders. Joshua Michael Wallerowitz. Cole Francis Whitman. For the Master of Science in Education, School Building, and District Leader, Teresa M. Colosi. For the Master of Science in Education, Literacy Instruction, B6 and 512, Joseph Matthew Coughlin. Olivia Marie DiGregorio. Emily Jean Frank. Christina Marie Russa. Nicholas Lawrence Kraus. Alexandria M. Leffler. Morgan Anna Owen. Morgan is receiving the Outstanding Student in Advanced Teacher Education Award. Danielle Rossini. Catherine M. Wagner. Danielle Marie Wydrow. For the Masters of Science in Education, Early Childhood, Special Education B2 and Special Education 1-6 and 712, Morgan Virginia Otten. Bailey Marie DeRosier. Megan Fisher. Alyssa Nicole Colas. Emily Jean LaCastro. Sarah Mary Mazak. Tyler Stephen McNair. Samantha Nadeau. Margaret H. O'Malley Rubovich. Melanie Eva Orfeo. Alexis Samantha Wesolowski. For the Master of Science in Education, teaching English to speakers of other languages, pre-K to 12, Claire Evelyn Cavarello. Shayna Sakabo. Locke Venuyen. For the Master of Science in Education, Early Childhood and Childhood Education, birth to 6, Tululipi O Adejabite. Gail A. Appia. Jennifer Aquino. Nicole Amanda Borsama. Marina Balsayovsky. Sandra Busab. Hannah Broad. Megan A. Burnett. Sierra Rose Hatat. Matthew Gerald Clegg. Josie Lynn Consoni. Chantal Nancy Marie Cook. Allison Dawn Cunningham. Alicia N. Cuvilello. Alexa Maria Della Vella. Michelle M. Diaz. Samantha K. DeFonso. Julia Conchetta Doucette. Fatima El Kadri. Sarah C. Ellerson. Megan Rebecca Fisher. Jillian S. Gallia. Megan B. Hall. Frida Hansen Jamesy. Hannah Elizabeth Herchebis. Carissa Marie Porter. Hillary Lynn Krutchik. Emma Letizzi. Rachel A. LaConte. Paige Lombardo. Claire C. Laurie. Daphne Louise Laurie. Mia Mador. Erica Michelle Marconi. Julia Marconi. Denise Massey. Isabella Mazzarolo. Lisa E. McGinn. Alexandria J. Morris-Rennie. Jessica Moulet. Ashley Christina Newth. John David Orfano. Kathleen Quismodo. Rachel Helen Radicke. Mina Rastigor. Jennifer Russell. Kaylee E. Sanders. Erin Elizabeth Pereira Scrimshaw. Annie Veronica Sheridan. Rebecca Lee Smith. Bianca Sorrenti. Michaela Constantina Suturakos. Hope Leslie Toby. Olivia Tuzzi. Ashley Van Roon. Alexander Walters. Kayla Christine Wilson. Anderlyn M. Young. For the Master of Science in Education, Middle Childhood and Adolescent Education, grades 5 to 12, Alyssa Cornelie Averink. Gabrielle Claire Blondin. Shireen Ann Patrice Brown. Alex Rebecca Cameron. Catherine Nicole Siz. Kate Margaret Delaney. Austin Joseph Ferrantoni. Yamin Finkelstein. Denise G. Andrew Patrick Goss. Everett Zachary Hainmer. Manon He. Zain Ibrahim. Caleb Lawler. Emily Taylor Maroney. Rita Angela Josephine Morgan. Dylan J. Nash. Lean Oda. Allison Akiko Oikawa. Victoria L. Pellish. Jamie Nicole Polinieto. Maria Paz Riva. Mary Claire L. Santabanez Bowron. Jurastasia Seppi. Olivia Marie Showers. Jessica M.J. Wattel. For the Master of Science in Education, Theater Education, Kiana Barbieri. Sabrina Ferrato. Ladin Obradovich. Lorianne Silverberg. For the professional diploma programs, clinical mental health counseling, education leadership, school counseling, special education, and teaching English to speakers of other languages, William Andrew Solin. This concludes the conferral of graduate degrees from the Niagara University program cohorts in the College of Education.
Thank you, Dr. Foote. Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you know, in August of last year, the Buffalo-Niagara region received the heartbreaking news that our neighboring institution, Medaille University, formerly Medaille College, was obliged to shut its doors permanently after nearly 100 years in operation. Although this wound will be difficult to heal, I hope it brings some comfort that Niagara University was able to absorb nearly 300 students who had begun their field of study at Medaille to finish their degree with us. On behalf of the entire Niagara University community, allow me to express how honored we are to celebrate the students, friends, and families who joined us from Medaille. The transition could not have been easy, but you can be proud always to be double alumni. I now invite the Director of Niagara University's doctoral program in Leadership and Policy and President Emerita of Medaille University, Dr. Lori Quigley, to present the candidates from Medaille.
Very Reverend President Father Marr, and distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of my faculty colleagues, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for master's degree in the College of Education here from Medaille University. To start, the College of Education's Master of Education, of Science in Education, Early Childhood and Childhood Education, Birth through 6, Soraya Abdi. Sukuri Abdullahi. Joy Agbongaye. Janine Ahmad. Mahathai Amir Tharaj. Jessica Marie Anderson. Gurpreet K. Alec. Joseph Barzetti. Stephanie Anna Maria Biazzi. Erin Holly Blackwood. Paige Shayla Blondeel. Alyssa Burton. Alexis Busk. Angelica Andriana Calabretta. Christina Castro. Abby Chan. Nancy Conseco. Tanya Das. Carolyn Grace Diebold. Bridget Diane Diedrich. Carly Ann Dowling. Dahlia Drab. Emma Farrell. Sandra Fernandez. Claire Gergis. Diana Marie Germanis. Tanya Goodfellow. Jennifer Lee Gray. Stephanie Griffoon. Leanne S. Hedrick. Sarah L. Hergott. Brianna Howarth. Deborah Kasango Bongo. Lisa Marie Chrisjunos Oots. Musarat Ara Mamun. Simone A. McCormick. Nicole Grace McAnally. Elena Melankowski. Ruba Musa. Christopher J. Mulrooney. Lucia Stephanie Murray. Kelly Afram Ofori Ansong. Tammy Topai Kemi Oluwaniyi. Nicole Marie North Gallant. Alfrosini Palioras. Riley Pavlisco. Brandy Lee Marie Pendlebury. Marley E. Phelan. Jillian E. Phillip. Monangelo Sanyas Quintano. Jessica E. Reed. Kayla Miranda Rivoy. Valerie Marie Robinson. Sue Anne-Marie Lillian Simmons. Rachel Marie Simpson. Madison Ann Suk. James Bernard Thompson. Stephanie Hala Timoshenko. Heather Lynn Veach. Wajaha Wakar. Alicia Wong. Now the College of Education's Madai Master of Science in Education, Early Childhood and Childhood Education, Birth through 6. Read that. We'll start with the Master of Science in Education, Middle Education and Adolescence, 5 through 12. Nicholas Joseph Bernoldi. Deborah Tasaka. Nagar Ebrahim Makia. Monica Flood. Paula Garcia. Laura R. Gugenti. Jonathan Lantine. Adam Joseph Lenarcheat. Chad James Muckey. Lauren Elizabeth Paley. Victoria Spears. Now the College of Education Madai's Master of Arts in Clinical Mental Health Counseling. Morgan Elizabeth Barone. Danica Buffa. Raquel Joy D.W. Davis. Aaron P. Fiegel. Catherine Zelda Gierschke. Trista M. Hiltz. Taylor Hollick. Brittany Karam. Caitlin Elizabeth McKenzie. Cheyenne A. Mary. Emily Marie Nola. Caitlin E. Nowakowski. Erica M. Parmer. Zachary Perkins. Brandon Joseph Sadler. Sharice L. Salala. Avery Bree Simmons. Constantino Louis Tober. Jenna Diane Vanderbogart. Victoria M. Woodward. Elizabeth Yox. Is that it? Oh. This concludes the conferral of master's degree from the Medaille cohorts in the College of Education.
Thank you, Dr. Quigley. I invite Dean Mark Frascator to present the graduate candidates from the Horseshoe College of Business Administration.
Very Reverend President Father Marr and the distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of my faculty colleagues, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for the master's degree in the Horseshoe College of Business Administration. Receiving the degree of Master of Business Administration, Nadia Ina Hajara Abbas. Manuel Antonio Alonso. Alexi Landis Babst. Hannah Claire Brenkoch. Caitlin Rebecca Brown. Tracy N. Bryant. Michael E. Carr Johnson. Isaiah M. Christopher. Federico Cuje. Bailey Page Cunningham. Riley S. Defoe. Emily Ann Dembowski. Allison Taylor DePadre. Alyssa Lee Gara. Olivia Gautier. Leah Marie Giles. Curtis A. Grant, Jr. Mitchell Patrick Grebe. Emily Katarina Hano. Victoria Adriana Hartwell. Haley Christina Held. Skylar Davis Hunt. Borna Jurassic. Jacob P. Justice. Jenna Noel Kleinow. Chelsea Rose Knuffer. Connor Kelly Maggiore. Ian William Memmer. Nikel Zion O'Neill. Emily Hayes Pelosi. Emily was the winner of the Outstanding MBA Student this year. Eve Christine Quinn. Baldeep Singh Raman. Faith Reinert. Brian Soriano. Courtney Shanice Stoudemire. Michael C. Syracuse. Allura Lynn Taylor. Nicole Angelique Tomaszewski. Abby Elizabeth Weiss. Nicholas Patrick Woods. And receiving the degree of Masters of Science in Finance, Luke Cross. Donovan L. Johnson. Lucas D. Lucetta. Lucas was one winner of the Outstanding Master of Science in Finance student. Emily Martha Stoyanovich. Damon Rai Singh Thierra. Michael Emmanuel Vong Pachun. Michael was also a recipient of the Outstanding Master of Science in Finance student. And the final College of Business graduate, Matthew Peter Ward. This concludes the conferral of master's degree from the Hoshu College of Business Administration.
Thank you, Dr. Frascator. I invite Dean Bridget Nyland to present the master's candidates from the College of Hospitality, Sport, and Tourism Management.
Very Reverend President Marr and distinguished members of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of all of my colleagues, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates for the master's degree in the College of Hospitality, Sport, and Tourism Management. Stephen T. Dignam. Richard James Krajewski. Jaden T. Leslie. Jaden is the recipient of the Outstanding Graduate Student in Masters of Science in Sport Management Award. Quan Marble. Liam Reynolds. Jacob Anthony Ruffalo. Andrew Malik Santiago. Sorry, I know, but Destiny Strother. And the final graduate of the evening, Randy D. Tucker. This concludes the conferral of the master's degree from the College of Hospitality, Sport, and Tourism Management.
Thank you, Dr. Nyland. Please join me once again in recognizing the newest graduating class from Niagara University. Congratulations. Dear friends, each year we invite a member of the graduating class to address their peers in an expression of gratitude. I invite to the podium 2024 graduate, having completed the degree of Master of Science in Secondary Education, Ms. Denise G.
Thank you, Dr. Bordstrom. Father Marr, university trustees, members of the administration, faculty, graduates, and families. Wow, we did it. Take a moment to celebrate the hard work that got you here. The deadlines, the research and reading, the internships and student teaching, and scholarship, often fueled by coffee. When I was asked to give this message of gratitude on behalf of our graduating class, I did what I knew best: more research. Before deciding to become a teacher and diving headfirst into master's work at Niagara University, I was a reporter. And the way reporters get answers is to ask a lot of questions. So I headed to campus and hit up group chats with a question: what were you grateful for as graduate students at Niagara University? What I heard over and over was this: what stood out to so many of us was the individualized support from professors. One student in the 4-1 graduate program in criminal justice told me that one-on-one professor support was the #1 reason she loved NU. Number 2, the Purple Eagles. Another said she was grateful for having wonderful instructors that helped by providing us with tools and success for the program. A master's student in the College of Education said he found a professor who was, quote, an amazing help anytime we ever needed anything. I had that same professor, Dr. Regal, and I couldn't have agreed more. See, the professors here at Niagara University, they don't just lecture. In fact, it's often the opposite. They were leading discussions and helping us make our own connections to the course material. And they often became personally involved in making sure we were doing our best. I had more than one professor give out a personal cell phone to the entire class, letting us know it was okay to text if we ran into serious problems. We know that work isn't easy. Faculty balance teaching with scholarly research and university committee work, not to mention grading all those papers on deadline. It's the work of those professors that shaped our time here at Niagara. What I also heard in speaking with you is that we were thankful for each other. As one master's student put it, I am grateful for the people I've met in this program and how we helped each other through challenges. Of course, behind every one of these were friends and family who supported us along the way. For me, that's my husband, Derek, and my kids, Dennis and Dalton. Hi, guys. They had lots of patience when I pushed those deadlines right up to that 11:59 on Canvas. It's those family members, peers, and the NU community that will be our network as we head into the world to carry on Niagara's mission, as the university puts it, with confidence, clarity, and a sense of purpose. The alumni before us went on to do great things: representatives in Congress, judges, college presidents, a bishop, even the Venerable Father Baker, who dedicated his life to the poor, the sick, and the orphaned. They were also ordinary folks, teachers, principals, school counselors, accountants, who have shaped the world through their extraordinary work day in and day out. Today, we join those alumni and continue our own paths towards changing the world. On behalf of the graduate students of the class of 2024, thank you to the family, professors, and university leaders who have made this journey possible.
Thank you, Denise. I would now like to recognize some of the people who contributed to make today's ceremonies a success. Our fearless commencement marshal, Brother Martin Schneider, CM, serving as Associate Marshal for Students and Faculty, Associate Professor of Accounting, Professor Joseph Winter. Director of Conferences and Events, Mr. Michael Jeswald. Associate Registrar, Ms. Elizabeth Broomfield. Executive Assistant of Academic Affairs, Ms. Mary Sander, and the army of staff and student volunteers working behind the scenes. The staff of the university's IT department and the wonderful Art Park team for providing and running the technology. The members of the Niagara Frontier Brass Quintet, and accessibility provided by our American Sign Language interpreters through Deaf Access Services, a program of People, Inc. Before we conclude the ceremony this evening, it is with great honor that I invite the 26th President of Niagara University, Reverend James J. Marr, CM, to come forward and offer some closing remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Borgstrom. I begin tonight remarks by thanking our honorees who provide us with the privilege of honoring them. Blythe Thompson Merrill. There is no greater advocate and no one who is more committed to creating impact for the people of Western New York than Blythe Thompson Merrill. We are so grateful to have the privilege of honoring you for your work and your commitment to the people of Western New York. As you retire from this particular position, we recognize that your greatest gift is not simply what you've built in your role with the Oshai Foundation, but what you have left behind to grow. Blythe, we thank you for giving us the privilege of honoring you. In his life, St. Vincent de Paul was recognized as an outstanding organizer of people and of organizing systems and charity to alleviate human suffering. So much so that towards the end of his life, St. Vincent was granted the honorific title of Secretary of State of France. Thomas Sadowski, we thank you for giving us the privilege of honoring you. Your commitment to those whose lives are shattered by violence and suffering and oppression and degradation also provides this community and our students with the hope that together we can restore hope and human dignity. Students, pay attention. This is how you become an influencer, by changing the lives of the least of these, of your sisters and brothers who toil each and every day in injustice, in poverty, in suffering, and in degradation. Thomas, we thank you for giving us the privilege of honoring you. For your commitment to social justice, for your advocacy, for your presence with the poor of the world. You generate much more light than heat, and we are incredibly grateful that you shared your story with us this evening. Thank you very much. I thank our faculty who are here this evening and our faculty at the university. They are mentors of the mind and heart, and you saw that tonight, and you heard that tonight. So I ask our faculty to please stand and be recognized. The greatest measure of ourselves is not where we stand with people in times of comfort and ease and joy, but how and where we stand with people in their times of trial and suffering. In our midst, we have an extraordinary leader on our faculty in the College of Education, Dr. Lori Quigley, who not only stood, but she walked with the students of Medaille University in their most difficult moments. Dr. Quigley, we thank you for your awesome and incredible commitment to the students and the community of Medaille University, and we are incredibly proud to have you as part of the Niagara University family. For the students from Medaille this evening, remember what was done for you. Remember what was done for you. You cannot pay it back, but you can play it forward. Do that as professionals in counseling and mental health and education for the lives of others. Learn the lessons that you can overcome difficulty and struggle and loss by binding together in hope and in promise and for a better tomorrow. And finally, to all of our graduates this evening, we send you forth with great confidence because you now are ready to share the power to achieve, to elevate, to succeed, and make an incredible impact in the world. Go forth with our blessing, and we thank you for being our students at Niagara University. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Father. Please rise. Graduates, the faculty marshals will guide you out of the theater. Friends and family, please remain at your seats until all the students have processed out. I declare the graduate commencement exercises of the Niagara University College of Arts and Sciences, the Holshoe College of Business Administration, the College of Education, and the College of Hospitality, Sport, and Tourism Management officially closed. Congratulations.